channel. Welcome back from that UEFA Champions League semi-final action between Barcelona and Inter Milan. Inter Milan will be in Munich and Barcelona will be in Barcelona, Spain, resting their tiredness off. It was cheers and tears at the end of the final whistle. It was cheers for Inter Milan and tears for Barcelona. But let's come and digest all that action. Allow me to do the honors of testing my audios so that we can get it all started, as we do have plenty really to discuss. Plenty of things to talk about following that result that we have just witnessed at the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium in Italy. Very incredible action. Really gave us everything that we had hoped for and even much more. I didn't think we would be destined for extra time at a certain moment in the game, especially when Barcelona came over 2 goals down to lead by 3 goals to 2. And yet, Francesco Acerbi had other ideas, and that's why we are here at about 44 minutes past midnight to discuss everything that has just transpired in Italy. Oh my word, what a game of football. As I wait for you guys to join me, as I do wait for you guys to join the broadcast, let me wait for you guys to join the broadcast so that we can digest it all. But what a game of football. What a day, what a night. I mean, there was everything to love about that game. Really. I mean, you just can't, help it appreciate the kind of game that we've just witnessed. So I'm waiting for you guys to join us. Yes, although I do know for a fact that most of our fans, especially in India, in Pakistan, possibly in the UK, are already asleep. They've already gone to bed. I know it's already night time for them. I'm sure it's anywhere around 10 o'clock, coming to 11. That's in the UK. It should be anywhere around 2 a.m. in India. So really, but what a game of football, really, that we did witness. So I'm going to be here, wait for you guys to join the broadcast so that we can digest it all, because there's everything to talk about and nothing to be left out. Because it finished 4-3 after extra time and 3-3 in normal time. Inter Milan, what a game of football you've given us. Barcelona, what an entertaining effort. Lamine Yamal, a day in which luck was on his side. Samuel Minelli says hi. Hi, Samuel. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Where are you joining us from? Kindly tell me where you're joining us from. What country are you in? What time is it, by the way? Thank you guys for joining us. Those of you that have just joined us on the broadcast, do me the absolute honor and like the broadcast. And if you're new here, kindly subscribe to the channel. I can see Cape. Is it Cape? Is that how you pronounce the name? You say hi. Forgive me if I mispronounced your name. I wouldn't want to bite my tongue trying to pronounce it. Mr. Okuyo Amle, Machua. I mean, what a game of football have we just witnessed. But if you're just joining us, kindly like the broadcast, please. Leave me a like, tell me where you're joining us from, what country you're joining us from, and let's digest it all. And like I said, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel so that we can continue to grow. Amlin, I'm really interested in hearing from you. Who was your man of the match? My name meaning loser brother. Your name means loser brother. Okay. Reluctant gamer, I'm new. Thank you, reluctant gamer. Thank you for joining us. Kindly, yes, please consider subscribing to the channel so that we can continue to grow. But much appreciated for you joining us. I predicted 4-3. Really, reluctant gamer, you predicted the game. Wow, congratulations. If it is indeed that's what you predicted. Personally, I didn't give a direct prediction. I was reluctant, but I thought Barcelona had the edge in terms of going through. But, well, I got it wrong. At extra time, no lie, bro, Man, congratulations. In the future, please endeavor joining us so that you can give us more predictions. We do have another semi-final tomorrow between PSG and Arsenal. So if you do not mind, consider leaving us a prediction. I predicted Arsenal tomorrow 3-2 extra time. Like Arsenal are away from home. Is Arsenal winning 3-2 after extra time? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Or you're saying PSG are going to win it 3-2 after extra time? Anyways, I thank you for the time. But what a game of football we just witnessed. Mr. Okuyu, please don't run away. I am really sorry, Mr. Okoyo. Unfortunately, I keep pronouncing your name as Okuyu because of Cindy's husband called Mr. Okuyu. But sorry, Mr. Okoyo, I'm really interested in hearing from you. Well, then Arsenal won penalty. Really? Okay, that's an interesting prediction. You're predicting that it will finish 3-2 after extra time. That means a 3-all aggregate score, and then the game heads into extra time. Somebody that I've started following recently on X predicted that Arsenal will be beaten by 2-0. That's his prediction. Earlier on, he had predicted that Inter Milan would win this fixture by 3-1. All we've seen, that was a 4-3 victory after extra time. But I mean, still, and then Arsenal win the penalty. Okay, thank you, reluctant gamer. Really. I thank you for your predictions. But if indeed you really got it spot on, congratulations to you. It's not very often that you do. That one predicts a semi-final, especially that goes into extra time, and they get a perfect score. But what a game of football. Guys, who was your man of the match? Please let me know down in the comment section. I'm really interested in hearing from you. Who was your man of the match? Personally, my man of the match was the Inter Milan goalkeeper, Jan Sommer, because, I mean, if it weren't for his saves, that game could have easily ended 7-4 on the night in favor of Barcelona. But he really stood tall in that box. Of course, Barcelona had their misses, including that Robert Lewandowski header that he hit really over the bar at close range, and you really thought that was the moment that could have brought Barcelona back into the game. But I mean, this is the kind of game that we football fans, especially the neutrals, if you do not pay allegiance to any of the teams that were playing in terms of Inter Milan, Barcelona, this is the kind of game of football that you do pray to get to watch every day. Amke Dragon Slayer. Hello, my friend Dragon Slayer. Welcome back to the channel. Kindly like the broadcast. Hello, man. How are you? I'm really good. How are you today? I thought the broadcast has come a little too late for your test, that maybe you are off resting, but it's good to have you back, Dragon Slayer. Do let me know your thoughts about today's game. Inter Milan winning it by 4-3 after extra time. I mean, it's the kind of game that gave us all the emotions. Inter Milan going into a 2-0 lead thanks to Lautaro Martinez's goal in the 21st minute, and then that penalty turned in by Hakani Chanalolu to make it 2-0 going into halftime. And then when we did return for the second half, in a space of 6 minutes, Barcelona had leveled the scoring or the scoreline by 2-2. Eric Garcia as well as Dani Olmo. Gerard Martin providing the 2 assists for those particular goals, and suddenly it was 2-2. And in that moment, if there's a team that looked more plausible to go ahead and win the tie, it was Barcelona. They were on top of the game. Inter Milan sat really back. They were low on confidence. They tried to sit back and defend. It wasn't really working. They were so oftentimes conceding possession. They were giving away the ball, and you felt that their front 2 players in Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez were not putting in the shift in terms of doing that counter press, or even retreating back to defend 11. A little tired, but thanks for asking. It's understandable. It's been quite a long day. I do not know what time it is particularly in your area or time zone, but for us here, it's 7 minutes to 1 a.m. That's 1 o'clock. So it is deep in the night, and I certainly do understand if most of you are tired. But I mean, what a game of football that we just witnessed there. Lovely game. And then, like I said, in that moment, in the second half, Barcelona were on top of their game. They were winning their 50-50s. They were winning the ball high up the pitch. Oh, you're saying, oh, so you 1 hour ahead of us. Okay, so for you it's coming to midnight. For us, it's coming to 1 a.m. you're just 1 hour ahead of us. But thanks for letting us know. Much appreciated. So you felt that Barcelona in the second half, in the first 20 minutes, were on top of everything. Inter Milan had an opportunity going forward. They had an attempt on goal that was saved by Vokshek Szczesny, but overall, Barcelona were dominating those opening the opening half of the second half. And when I say opening half of the second half, I mean for about 22 minutes, 25 minutes, Barcelona were on top of everything. And indeed, it was no surprise that they continued to press on. And in the 7th minute, Rafinha did score to make it 3-2. Of course, he had that attempt, his first attempt, saved by Jan Sommer. Although when he saves that ball, he parries it back in the path of Rafinha, and then to his right foot, he slots that ball in the far corner, and it is 3-2. Now, when that goal went in, because Barcelona had been the ones on top of everything in the second half, really, I really thought that the game was as good as done and dusted. I thought, a part of me really thought that with the kind of energy that Inter Milan were playing with, I did see them getting back in the game. And yet, they had another rabbit in their pocket. They pulled out a rabbit in their pocket, thanks to Francesco Acerbi there scoring a 93rd minute equalizer there that eventually sent us into extra time. But what a game of football. Denzel Dumfries once again providing the assist for that one. Remember, he did provide the assist for Lautaro Martinez's opener in the game. So, I mean, it was a tale very pretty much similar to what we saw in the first stanza or in the first leg at the Olympic Stadium. That's Inter Milan taking a 2-0 lead, Barcelona having to come from 2 goals down to level it by 2-2. Only on that occasion, Inter Milan went ahead first and scored the 3rd goal, and then Barcelona equalized again to an own goal by Jan Sommer, thanks to a Rafinha splendid shot that hit the crossbar and that kind of thing. So it hit the inwards of the crossbar, hit the floor and into the back of Jan Sommer, and it ended up in the back of the net. So it turned out to be an own goal. So this time around, it was Inter Milan having to come from 3-2 down to make it 3-3, thanks to Francesco Acerbi's goal. So going into extra time, you felt in the latter minutes, okay, Adi Goldsby says hi. Hi Goldsby, welcome to the Football Tribe UG channel. Thank you for joining us. I think you're new here, so kindly please consider liking the broadcast and also subscribing to the channel. It do me the absolute honor, that absolute favor, and subscribe to the channel. But thank you for joining us. If you do enjoy football as much as we do here, do let me know who was your man of the match, what was your prediction for that Inter Milan Barcelona game, and indeed for that fixture that we do have coming up tomorrow between Arsenal and PSG. Earlier on, we did have a reluctant gamer saying his prediction was a 3-2 in after extra time, that's in favor of Arsenal against PSG, and then the game will head on to penalties, and then Arsenal will win it on penalties. That's his prediction. I was telling you about someone called Tipster something, I forget it. I think Tipster Blood or something on X. He did say that Arsenal will be beaten by 2-0. While personally, I do think that PSG could beat Arsenal by 2-1. But for now, let's stick our guns on today's tie. Well, so like I said, in the final minutes of the second half, Inter had sort of come back into the game. You felt that they had started fighting back, and that's where their equalizer came from. A bit of grit, showing that it's not really done, it's not really over. If we thought that Barcelona were going to be relentless in the attack to try and capitalize on, Inter Milan is overaging or very old players, for lack of a better word. Forgive me if the word very old is not suitable for the purposes of this broadcast. But what I mean to say, when you compare both camps, you have 22 players in that Inter Milan squad above the age of 29. You have 12 of them above the age of 32 and 5 of them above the age of 35. So, and the goal scorer in Francesco Acerbi himself is what, 36 or thereabouts, 36 years of age. So clearly that tells you felt that as the game went on, maybe they would be the ones wearing down. And yet somehow in the final minutes of the second half, they were the ones showing that bit of grit. And I thought they really chose their moments well. And then into into extra time in the 99th minute, Fratesi, the substitute, scoring a brilliant goal to make it 4-3. And everything that happened rest on there lay on the hands of Inter Milan being solid in their backline, defending really well. It lay on Jan Sommer being brilliant in goal, because we had that brilliant attempt by Lamine Yamal that he parried away. We also had in the same game Lamine Yamal hit the upright in a moment when Inter Milan were trying to still appeal for a penalty that for an incident had occurred on the other end. So it was a game that gave it to us all in equal measure. All the emotions, the joy, the anguish, the agony. I mean, you really feel for both Inter and Barcelona fans that were inside the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. More so for the Inter Milan fans, because you go 2 goals ahead and then Barcelona equalize and it's 2-2, and then they lead in the 87th minute through Rafinha, and you're thinking, wow, I think we are out. And yet Francesco Acerbi says we are not yet out, because when he scores that goal, he runs into celebration, taking off his shirt, and of course that earned him a booking for a yellow card, but he couldn't care any less. It was a moment of joy. It was instinctive to go into wild celebration. Much really, deserved. It almost really felt like once that goal went in, Inter Milan believed now this is our game to win. Their confidence surged back really, and they went on to have a very, very good game. So what a brilliant game of football that we did witness on the night. For me, like I said, my man of the match is none other than Jan Sommer, but credit goes to both sides. I thought, although for Barcelona, I thought Rafinha didn't have a very good game, although he scored. I thought today wasn't his best day in office. But Gerard Martin, they are floating in those across to make the 2 assists. I had a brilliant day. I thought the Barcelona defense, even when they ended up conceding 4, they looked a bit, they showed a bit of grit and that kind of thing. That midfield of Nico Barella, I thought Nico Barella really had a good game in that Inter Milan side. Bastoni, Besic, although he was withdrawn, I think in the second half, that's Yannick Besic. I thought he had a good game overall. Of course, there is a moment in which he conceded possession in a very dangerous zone, and they Barcelona almost scored. But really thought that Inter side had a very, very solid performance. Take nothing away from Barcelona, but what a game of football. Because it is late, allow me guys wrap it here so that we can do it all over tomorrow morning. We will get to digest this game a little further and then also look to that return leg between PSG and Arsenal. I'll be giving you more of my thoughts, but for purposes of a full preview for that PSG game versus Arsenal that will be at the Parc de France, kindly do check out our video that's already uploaded on the channel there. Do check it out and hear more of our thoughts for that game. Well, I mean, once we went into the second half, by the time we went back into the second half, I thought Inter Milan had a 55% chance of advancing to the finals. And yet, when that third Barcelona goal went in, I was like, wow. Just like that, the odds had flipped. And yet, Inter Milan were not done. So anyway, we will digest more of it all tomorrow. So allow me, guys, let you go and rest. I know it's deep in the night for most of you, just as much as it is for me. But thank you for always being with us. Thank you for always taking the time. Thank you to all those that join us during the live broadcasts. Thank you to all those that do watch our live broadcasts much later when they're done. Thank you to all our new subscribers. Thank you for helping us grow. Do not, end there. Continue to like our podcasts. Continue to watch our videos. A reluctant gamer, you remind me of somebody. Which somebody is that? Do let me know who I remind you of. Yesterday, a couple of followers here were asking me whether I play rugby. Some were wondering whether I play football. Some said they had seen me in a movie. Maybe I resembled somebody that had been in a movie. So reluctant gamer, do let me know who I remind you of. It had better not be Kat Zuma. I know some people have said I have a slight resemblance with former Chelsea and ex-West Ham defender in Kat Zuma. So, but do let me know. What do you think I look like? Reluctant gamer. Before I let guys call it a night. I'm waiting for a response. But then I can see Adi One Gosby did not return, but it was nice having him. Okoyo Amlen, we'll wait to hear from you tomorrow, perhaps. We'll wait to hear from you, perhaps tomorrow. But tomorrow, do not forget, it's PSG versus Arsenal. There's more of that. We did our preview. It's right up on the channel. You can check it out for that full preview. I also did give my Premier League best 11 of the season. So it's really that time of the season when I do give my best 11 of the season. Check it under our shorts section. That one is under the shorts section. That's where I gave that, including a couple of names that may surprise you, by the way. But if you do disagree, you will let me know what your thoughts will be down in the comment section of that particular short. And much more content will be coming your way. But I'm waiting for Reluctant Gamer to let me know who he thinks I look like. He says I remind him of somebody, or whoever it is I remind him of is the one I'm waiting for. Somebody is here reaching me in my inbox saying what a game. But indeed, what a game indeed. What a game that was. It was. I mean, it's not every day that you get a semi-final that thrilling. It's really not every day, and I'm sure all football fans, especially the neutrals, and I keep saying the neutrals because I know how entertaining a game can be when you're really not paying particular allegiance to any side. But I do know for many people out there were rooting for Inter Milan to return to the finals because they were there in 2023 and lost to Man City by a goal to nil, that goal scored by Rodri. And yet Barcelona, the last time they were in the finals of the UEFA Champions League, I think was in 2015, when they went on to win it under the charges of Luis Enrique, beating up against Juventus by 3-1. Those goals scored by Alvaro Morata. And then for Barcelona, that was for Juventus. And then for Barcelona, Ivan Rakitic, I think Luis Suarez and Neymar in added time are there to seal that treble that season. But if that's it, if Gamer is not responding, allow me to wrap it here, guys. We are 23 minutes into the broadcast. Unfortunately, we cannot extend it any further given the timelines both here and for you guys. But because the game ended up in extra time, so we took an extra 30 minutes. We had hoped to be here much earlier. But thank you for always being with us, for the usual suspects. Much appreciated. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Bye-bye.